Hi Pisces, welcome to your April 2025 AstroTarot scope with me, Raphael. I just want to say, April is definitely offering you a gentler rhythm, Pisces, right? It's going to give you the chance to realign, especially after the intensity and the insanity that was March. The month is really highlighting your identity, your relationships, and also your personal growth. While the energy is quieter, it is a deeply meaningful time right now, and it's going to offer you opportunities to reflect and recalibrate and then take some steps towards a more grounded and potentially even a more empowered future for yourself. With that said, I am Raphael. I am an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist, and energy worker. For those of you that would like to know, I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology. If you ever don't mention the dates or the degrees of the transits, you'll be able to find that stuff in the description. And also, if you would like to book your personal session with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. And I am going to disappear so that you can see the board easily. All right, so here we go. So the first transit that I want to talk about, first of all, can we talk about hello stellium, right? Look at the energies. Pisces, y'all have really been going through it. And I say going through it, to be honest with you, how bad can it be when you've had Venus going through your sign in her exaltation? Yes, she was retrograde. Yes, you've had Saturn there really trying to sort of get you to ante up, really, right? To show up for yourself in a lot of ways. Now, this stellium of energies, one of the things that I want to draw your attention to, because it is a quieter month, there's not actually a great deal that's going on. But the first thing that I want to draw your mind to is on the 9th, right through to the 11th, Mercury is going to come into a conjunction with the North Node. Now, this is happening in your first house of identity. This is all about you, and this is some kind of fated communication. Remember, Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury also rules Virgo. So in Gemini, it's ruling your fourth house of home, family, property, real estate, but also your living situation. It also represents your deep emotional makeup. In the seventh house of Virgo, it represents your partnerships, your relationships, your contracts of a personal, professional, or platonic nature. So, the fact that you're having Mercury in your first house, Mercury also rules money and finances. So, this could have that kind of connotation to it. And coming into a conjunction with the North Node, this is a fated point of destiny. This is some kind of information that comes forward or comes up at the moment that's important for you. So pay attention at this time. So this is, an important message or information around your identity. Mercury ruling those fourth and seventh houses, conversations or realizations that shape how you show up in the world, right? This could be something that, when you feel a certain thing, or something is said to you by a partner, it causes you to act or to behave in a certain way. You might, especially at this moment in time, you might be getting insights into who you are becoming or receive feedback from people that helps you really refine your approach to life. It might involve decisions around your personal goals, around your living situation, around a key relationship in your life. Listen to the messages and trust your intuition at this time, whether that's intuition, whether it's the external aspect of life. What unfolds for you at this moment in time is really meant to guide you towards a more authentic expression of yourself. For this, you've got the King of Swords. Speak your mind, Pisces, with the Seven of Pentacles. So really gaining a lot of ground here. And then you've got the King of Cups. So two kings represents minor council. So this could be anything from an interview right through to a therapy session. The fact that you've got the Seven of Pentacles here means that you're being asked the question, are you really invested in this? So if this is a job situation or a job interview or anything along those lines, I would say like this is a time for you to really ask the hard questions of those future employers or your current employers. And that question is, you know, it goes against the grain of who you are, but what's in it for me? Right? It's all well and good you telling me what's good for the company and what my role is and all the rest of it and this, that, and the other. What's in it for me? What am I getting out of this? All right, like this is a time, Pisces, where really and truthfully, it never in history has it been so much energy passing through this, right? You've had Neptune. Neptune's now in Aries at this point. Yes, it will come back. Saturn will be moving soon, but yes, it will come back. Venus and Mercury have gone out and come back in, right? Never in our history has all of this happened before. Not in any of the charts that you can run. So this is like a once in a lifetime sort of moment, and claim this for yourself, right? This is, if there were ever a time to be selfish or self-focused or self-centered, as I like to say, and not like me, I mean like self-focused, self-directed, right? Bringing it back to you. What do I want? What do I need? How am I going to show up as the best version of myself for myself and also for others, right? This is the time for you to be truly selfish. Okay, calm down, Rafi. Right, on the 12th of the month, I haven't got a Chiron glyph. I didn't hoover that one up, I promise. I just don't, it didn't come with the board. The Sun is going to conjunct Chiron at 23 degrees of Aries. This is in your finance sector, your second house, right, of money, finances, resources. This is your second house of your self-worth and your self-values. This is also your second house that represents your second house is also your possessions, like the things that you own. It's also your food, what you eat, how you eat it, how you take those things on board. Now, the Sun for you rules your sixth house, right? The sixth house in your chart is occupied by Leo. This is your work, it's your routines, and coming into a conjunction with Chiron in that second house of your money and your finances and your values, this transit is doing, what does the Sun do? It illuminates, right? So it's illuminating Chiron, illuminating insecurities, illuminating wounds that are tied to your relationship with abundance, with money, with how you see yourself, with the possessions that you want or the possessions that you have, your relationship with food, how you use food. Is it, is it good? Do you have a good relationship with the food that you eat? And your body and all of those kinds of things. This could be a time where you're really uncovering that. If you've been doubting your worth or feeling unappreciated in any way, shape, or form, this is a powerful moment to address those fears and begin the process of healing. It might also be that you discover that building your confidence and your self-worth opens the door to greater financial stability and security. So you're really being asked here to get serious about this. If you've ever wanted to unlock your own abundance, it's really about taking the time to reflect on what truly matters to you and how you can align your actions, because this is Aries, right? Aries is a go-getting sign. It's a make it happen sign. How your actions align with your values, and then healing your self-worth is really the key to your abundance, right? For this, you've got the Page of Wands. I mean, listen, I just gave you a whole word, so you're getting some message here, quite frankly. The Knight of Wands. So you've got the Knight of Wands here with the King of Wands. That's very interesting. And then you've got this with the Ten of Cups. That's an opportunity that will show up, right? So the King of Wands is usually a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's also because the King of Wands is about your confidence, but it's also about visibility. So this is a time where you're going to have to, and you will be expected to show up for yourself in a really big way. There's some kind of amazing financial opportunity that shows up for you around this time, but it's going to, like, it might be one of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this could be incredible for me, and then all of a sudden the self-doubt kicks in and you're like, oh, you know, actually I don't think I'm gonna go for it because ... right? Whatever your excuses are, or usually are, and we all have them, right? Insert them here. It's like, are you going to do what you've always done and shoot yourself in the foot and say, oh no, so and so's better at that than me, you should ask them, right? You're going to put it off at work, or you're going to refuse to take it, or you're going to ignore the opportunity because it means too much hard work, or too much change, or too much, too much Aries for you, right? Like, truth be told, I'm laying down the gauntlet for you here, Pisces. I'm challenging you to challenge yourself, right? You got to get firmly out of your comfort zone. You want that money, you want that body, you want that food, you want that whatever it is that you want. It's there and it's waiting for you, but you have to show up in all of your glory in order to have it. It's truly up to you. I will leave that one where it is. All right. Now, on the 15th of the month, we are going to have now I don't usually, as you know, I don't usually use the moon for the transits because it's such a fast moving energy. The moon only spends like 2 days ish in each sign, right? So it's not usually worth using unless it's for an election in electional astrology, but that's for another day. Anyway, you've got here the moon in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is in its right. So the moon is in its fall in Scorpio. Mars is in its fall in Cancer. However, Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. The moon is the ruler of Cancer. So these two are finally in. I say finally, it's happened a few times since Mars has been in the sign of Cancer. But this is what we call mutual reception. It's where these planets are speaking each other's languages and they know how to interact with each other. You add to this then a trine to Saturn in the sign, in your sign, right, in your first house in Pisces. Add to this Mercury, add to this Venus, add to this the North Node, and suddenly what could have been seen as kind of like just another grand water trine of a passing fancy of a new moon, of a lunar cycle, takes on more weight, especially because after this we're going to start to see more movement. Obviously Mercury and Venus are going to start to move out of the sign of Pisces and then back into Aries, so that's going to be a shift. Neptune's already out of your sign and into the sign of Aries. There's a lot of change going on here, right? So I love this trine, and because it's happening across your first, your fifth and your ninth houses, so these are houses of self-expansion and self-expression. These are the self-directed and self-orientated houses. The fifth and the ninth houses are the luckiest houses in the chart. So this is your first house, your body, your identity, the emotions that you have around yourself. The fifth house is your joy, creativity, pleasure, romance, passion, all of that kind of stuff. And your ninth house is your higher wisdom and beliefs, and also your belief system and your connection to the outside world via what or who is foreign to you. This is a great time for you to explore what inspires and excites you, Pisces. Whether this is a creative project, a new adventure, this is helping you understand a deeper sense of yourself. And this trine is really supportive to pursuing your dreams with emotional clarity, right? Because Saturn's bringing a sobering, stabilizing energy to all this. And Saturn is in your sign. So you are the point at which all of this kind of rests on. And you are the point of clarity. You are the point of surety. You are the point that kind of holds this all in check to say, yes, we can use this energy. Listen to your intuition because it's going to be really strong at this time. The 14th, the 15th and the 16th of the month are absolute powerhouse days of the month, especially in terms of this grand trine as it sort of moves through its iteration. I mean, truth be told, the 16th, the moon's already gone into Sagittarius, so you kind of lose it there, but certainly the 14th and the 15th, this is the time, right? Okay, and then on the 18th of the month, Mars finally fucks right off and goes back into the sign of Leo, into your 6th house, your day-to-day habits, your daily routines, your health, your vitality, your physical health and vitality. This is bringing a fiery energy to your productivity and your self-care efforts. If you have found it really hard to keep up with workouts, to keep up with your diet and all the rest of it, this is the time, right? Once Mars goes back into Leo, you will have this for a good 6 weeks. My advice would be to lean into it as hard as you possibly can to really make some changes, to make some progress with your physical health and vitality. Now, Mars in your chart, obviously it rules Aries, so your 2nd house of money, finances and resources. It also rules your 9th house of expansion. So this transit could bring opportunities for you to align like your work with more financial and long-term stability and goals. And what it's going to require from you is to be really proactive, to be really productive, and also to be pro-self, right? Like to really step into this and say, actually, this is something that I want for myself, right? Mars is a very self-orientated planet. This is wherever it goes, it's not just about causing irritation and conflict. It's about saying, this is what I want from this area of my life. Since it rules your finances and your expansion and your studies and your learning, what do you want from your life on a day-to-day level? Figure that out now. Be mindful, though, as well, especially because this can cause overexertion or burnout. With Mars, if you don't give it something to do, it will burn you out. If you give it something to do, it usually regulates itself. And you're super lucky because Mars in the 6th house is said to be exalted. Mars likes the 6th house because it knows what to do or how to behave here. It is in Leo, so obviously you've got the drive to get things done, but it is important to pace yourself and not give in to the drama. Channel this energy, right? Channel it into productive changes that support your growth. For this, you've got the Strength card, of course you have, because it's Mars in Leo, right? You've got the 6 of Cups, okay, and you've got the 10 of Wands. So the 6 of Cups is a nostalgia card. And at this time, as Mars moves through the sign of Leo, this time round, I think you will be enacting something that will change your life on a day-to-day level, but in a really positive way. For some of you, this could be about a change of location or a move. That's quite possible. For others, I think this is going to be more about focusing and rededicating yourself to a goal or a desire that you had that requires consistent effort in some regard. And then finally, on the 21st of the month, where are you? Venus is going to conjunct Saturn and is going to conjunct the North Node. Now, Venus is a 30-year transit. Saturn is a 30-year transit. Venus is a 19-month transit and the North Node is an 18 to 19-year transit. Do the math on how crazy it is that they come together in your sign just before Saturn leaves your sign to go into the sign of Aries, right? This is huge. And the fact that it's happening in your 1st house, Saturn for you rules your 12th house of your past and your hidden self, also your deep subconscious and spiritual heritage. Your Saturn for you also rules your higher goals, visions and aspirations for the future, as well as benefactors. Well, they're coming to you, right? And then on top of that, Venus for you rules your 3rd house of communications, conversations and interactions, and your 8th house of other people's money, finances and resources. And then the North Node has this fated sort of quality to it. So all of this happening in your first house of self, of identity, it's bringing a powerful and personal growth spurt here in terms of long-term transformation, right? Saturn is encouraging that discipline, that responsibility and commitment to becoming the best version of who you are and yourself. Venus is adding like a little soft sort of silky velvet touch to this, bringing grace and harmony to the process. And the North Node is infusing this whole thing with a fated quality, something that you set into motion for or with or about yourself at this time and for your future, whilst refining or retaining the knowledge of the past. This is a time for you to redefine who you are and how you present yourself to the world. You might even find yourself now making like significant, really big decisions about your appearance, about your personal goals, about your relationships with other people, about what you want from your intimacy with people or life, that feel really deeply aligned with who you truly are at that deep level. Trust that right now you are building the stronger sense of self-worth, a new path or a more authentic way of being and living, and a way that will, like, in a way that's really going to shape your future in a very meaningful way to you. For this, bam, look at that, right? You've got the Emperor, you're showing up, right? You've got this, bam, look, with the Four of Pentacles, bam, with the Nine of Pentacles. Pisces has finally entered the building and is here to fucking play. Let's go. All right, I'm here for it. I am going to tell you straight up though, because even though Venus is involved in this, you've got the Emperor with the Four of Pentacles. 2 4s represents insomnia. So as we get to the end of the month, anywhere from like I would say anywhere from like the 19th, 20th of April, just expect sleep to be a little bit more disrupted. I will also say, with the Nine of Pentacles here, you're focused on making big financial, material, appearance changes. Like, this is a moment, right? Like, this is a moment, this is a word. Pisces is stepping into the building, right? Like, Pisces is here to play. Pisces has finally arrived to the table. I'm here for it, right? I've got a few Pisces in my life. I've got a really good friend overseas. I have my bestie who is like a Pisces rising. I've got a Pisces sister. Like, I've got a few Pisces in my life, and it's really hard to see them go through tough times because they really are and can be some of the gentlest people. But listen, you can't have a friend like me and be so gentle, right? With my hardened self. Jokes aside, you know, they always say to me like, no, it's all right. I know it's coming from a place of tough love. And I'm like, no, don't just accept it. Shout back at me. No, I'm joking. I don't shout at them. But my point is, yeah, right? Like, I'm here for this. I'm so here for this. So with that, on the 13th of the month, you're going to have a full moon in your 8th house of other people's joint and shared finances and resources, taxes, loans, debts, mortgages, all of that kind of stuff. The 8th house is also crisis, conflict, challenge. You know, the fact that you're having this in that 8th house and it's a full moon, I think this is going to highlight what in your psychology needs to be shifted or changed in order for all of these amazing like changes to unfold, which is actually very helpful. Then you've got the 3rd house new moon. Wait there, full moon card first. Full moon card, Raph. Yeah, of course it is, right? You've got the gate 3 and begin. The message behind this card is whatever has a difficult beginning or a difficult birth will go far, right? And it's like, you know, when they say big things have small beginnings, there's something in this, right? So there could be some kind of financial blessing or reward that shows up. And it could also be that whatever realization you have around your psychological makeup, this really helps you in some way. And then on the 27th of the month, we've got the new moon in the sign of Taurus, which is in your 3rd house. and that is the Gate 19 and sensitivity. This card for me is the epitome of Pisces, right? It's fantasy and it's beauty and it's sensitivity and it's, you know, metamorphosis, and it's just all the things, right? This card basically says that sensitivity is your superpower. I'm not here to change you, Pisces. I'm not here to tell you to be somebody that you're not, but I'm never going to sit back and let you take less than you deserve, right? Otherwise, don't be here. This is not the channel for that. I am not that person that's going to stand by idly. How many times friends of mine, right, friends, family members have had to really rein me in, because if there's one thing I cannot and will not stand, it's injustice and seeing good people take shit from anyone, right? I'll be the first person to speak up. I can't help it. It's my Aquarian nature. However, it's not also like, I'm not going to be that person. Like, I'm not going to stand back and see you get less than you deserve. So if ever my messages come across as harsh or, you know, a little bit abrasive or a little, I can't remember who it was. One of my friends was like, it was a bit caustic, Raph. Yeah. Right. If they ever come across that way, I promise you it's coming from the greatest depth of love. All right. Go out there and get yours. This new moon, your sensitivity is your superpower in this third house, is really about restarting what you want to interact with, and more importantly, what you feel ready to share with the world and communicate about who you really are. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.